Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2021. And there is Miss Molly. You ready, baby girl? Okay. She just showed up out of nowhere. uh, so, anyway, obviously it's snowing here today, which is, that storm that's coming through. For the most part, it was going to be starting this afternoon, and it was going to be affecting people, Monday into Monday morning's commute, especially heavily. So I do not know how much we're going to get here, but it'll be interesting to watch and see what happens. But, all right. First of all, I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m., so I would ask you all to join me for that to start with. We have a lot to discuss, and so we'll have a good conversation. But what I wanted to talk about right now, which I think that is pertinent to everything else. Topic of this video, people are starting to wake up. What do I mean by that? You look at the actions that are going on right now. Hey, Abby. You good boy? Mr. Abel? Yeah. He said it's snowing. You look at the actions that are going on right now. We're just going to use Russia to start with, okay? So the opposition leader who was poisoned, they tried to kill him because Russia loves to use poison. But he survived and recovered in Germany. When he returned to Russia, he was promptly arrested. You have had tens of thousands of people hitting the streets all over 11 of Russia's time zones, protesting those arrests. And what's happening with that is the Russians had put out on social media threatening arrest and everything else if you went out there and protested, and people did it anyway, again, in the tens and thousands of people. Almost 5,000 people have been arrested, some beaten by the police, and it's an awakening, in my opinion. It is an awakening that is going on not only in Russia, not only in the United States, but all across the world. We look what happened here in our country with this recent election and the corruption. You're a good boy. Yeah. With our recent election, with the corruption that was going on, the underhandedness and stuff like that, and we're supposed to just take it and go, yeah, okay, that's fine, all right? People are becoming discontented, I think is the right word. People have had enough, So Biden gets in, and he's doing all kinds of sweeping changes that what are they gonna do realistically? Let's think about this for a moment. Oh, and my buddy says, he goes, well, you don't call him President Biden. He goes, you always called him President Trump, but you never say President Biden. So here, I'll do it for my buddy. President Biden is enacting all kinds of executive orders. But what are those executive orders doing at the end of the day? At the end of the day, they're going to affect your and my pocketbook. All right? The rich don't care because, the cost of something doesn't affect them that drastically. But for the average citizen, if the price of gasoline goes up 10, 20, 30 cents a gallon, that directly affects our pocketbook, which will directly have an effect on the price of food, clothing, supplies, wood, building materials, you name it. All those things are going to go up as well, which again are going to have an effect on our personal pocketbook. I was speaking on the phone the other day with Joe from St. Bernard Acres. Him and I talk, and he was saying that he has a barn project inside the barn that he wants to work on. But he's holding off right now because 2x4s, he said, are $7 a piece, where last year in the spring they were $3.50 a piece. He said to do his project, he needs $1,400 worth of just 2x4s. So you can see where that's affecting people. Obviously, it's a big difference between dropping 700 on building materials and dropping 1,400. So people are not going to be doing a lot of the things that they want to do. They're not going to be working on a lot of the projects that they want to do because it's just gotten too expensive to do these things. And that's what people are not thinking about that. They're not looking at that. So, but I think you're seeing a lot of people, us peons, I'll put it like that, things are directly affecting us. And I think the honeymoon with President Biden will be over very soon, especially for the people that voted him in, once they realize how much it's going to affect them personally because of the decisions that he's making. Okay, it'll be very interesting. The promised handouts now. Where's all of a sudden? Where's this next $1,400? I mean, he's the president. They have control of Congress. They have control of the Senate. Why isn't that already booming? Why isn't it already done? Why don't they have that out there already? Okay. Games upon games upon games. Both political parties do it all the time, and they will continue to do it. And that is the reality of what happens. And at the end of the day, the average citizen is going to get screwed. Okay? And again, and I've said this before, guys, it's not like those freaking Democrats and praise, the Republicans are so wonderful. No, they both suck. Both of them, both parties suck. Okay? Just remember that. Okay? At the end of the day, two sides of the same coin, two wings of the same bird. At the end of the day, both political parties are going to reach into your pocket as far down as they can and take every nickel that they can possibly take out of your pocket. That is their agenda. That is their goal. And in the same time, put through laws that are going to be very controlling to the average citizen, continuing to take away our rights to be able to do anything without permission by the government. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Okay? So people are waking up. They're waking up here in the United States, and see, that's why, part of the reason, and I spoke about this the other day with, do you want to go in? Are you ready to go in? Okay, we can go over here. That's why when I talked about the other day, they are, saying there's existential threats. I know, well, go ahead. There's existential threats from right-wing extremist groups. Now, would those right-wing extremist groups actually be the average citizen that has had enough of the nonsense that has gone on in Washington forever and ever and ever in a day, and is finally waking up and saying, I've had enough of this crap and I don't want to deal with it anymore? When you allow factions out there in society to basically do whatever they want to do, and then vilify other factions. I mean, it makes no sense. But as long as those other factions are working to your political agenda, you're going to let that slide for right now. Let me be clear about something, okay? Down the road, when they have used up their usefulness, Antifa will be squashed like a bug by the government when they're ready to squash them. That's the reality. That's a reality. These things, guys, I'm telling you, it is amazing to me how people are so easily sucked in and they allow themselves to be manipulated. But again, you look at what was going on. Okay, so let's talk about this for a moment, and this is going to be part of what I'm talking about. I'm going to call it the Great Awakening. Maybe we'll focus on this a little bit more in the live stream tonight. So we'll do something with awakening. But you have people all over the world are finally waking up and saying, I have had enough and I'm not doing it anymore. And so people are pouring into the streets all over the world in the tens of thousands and are saying, no more. You look at Hong Kong where, the Chinese went in there and really have cracked down because in Hong Kong they're like, listen, I don't want to do this anymore. And a lot of other places, France is another example. But again, it's an awakening. People are starting to wake up, and so maybe we'll focus on it, because I think we could really have a good discussion on that tonight too. we'll talk about this more tonight. Let's do that, because doing a 10 or 12 minute video is not going to do this topic justice. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up some examples and those type of things for the stream tonight, and we'll talk about a lot of this in much more detail. I think that's what we'll do. I think that'll be a good way to do it. You can see Becky's wood stove is going good. Mine is going as well. Now we're starting to get a little coverage on the panels. We were actually bringing in pretty decent power today, earlier, so I don't even know where we're at right now. But anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. Look for the stream tonight. We're going to talk about this. I think the topic for the live stream is going to be the Great Awakening. Is it here? That's what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do, and we're going to really get into this a lot more in depth than I could in just a few minute video here, and we'll do that. Look at how majestic she looks already. Oh my! I'm sorry, guys, but I mean, Hella is an absolutely beautiful dog. I mean, she really, really is. And she's almost as big as Pandora already. That's who's sitting behind her, is Pandora. So, anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. And also remember STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from negativity and negative people that want to bring you down, and you're going to be just fine. Also, really quickly, on my website, preppernurse1.com, we are still running the sale that will be ending on the 4th. The 4th will be the last day of the sale for the legacy freeze-dried food. So if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it'll drop down and it'll say legacy foods. You click on that. When you decide to make a purchase, 20% will come off at checkout. So you can save 20% off long-term food storage, 25-year shelf life, GMO free, vegan. It is also gluten-free options are available, and again, produced and made in the United States, which is great because it helps American companies, and it's the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So anyway, I am going to jump off of here. I will see you all tonight, and we'll have a great discussion. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.